So what happens when a brilliant surgeon's ambition to conquer death goes horribly wrong and ends up damning him for all eternity? Today, we're going to break down the terrifying psychological horror story of Samir, a man who tried to play God and lost in the worst way imaginable.
The story kicks off with our main character, a surgeon named Samir, saying these exact words to a hospital watchman. And right away, that line it throws you off, right? It immediately signals that the man we're about to follow is not at all what he seems. This isn't your typical story about saving lives. It's about twisting them into something monstrous.
So, who is this guy who claims he literally cheated death? Well, on the surface, Samir is a celebrated surgeon. He's the man everyone praises for his life-saving skills, but that's just the daytime version of him. Underneath all that respectability, there's a dark obsession, one that completely takes over his nights and starts to eat away at his soul.
See, by day, he's a pillar of the medical community, a total professional. But when the sun goes down, a completely different Samir comes out to play. He sneaks around the city's dark alleys, dragging unclaimed bodies and stray animals back to his secret, hidden lab. He is a man literally at war with himself, and let me tell you, his dark side is winning. Big time.
You know, in his own twisted mind, what he's doing is noble. He wants to conquer death itself, to bring lifeless things back. He genuinely believes he's on the verge of some world-changing scientific breakthrough, but he's so blinded by this ambition that he can't see the ethical nightmare he's cooking up. His quest for greatness has turned into a monstrous obsession.
So, after a whole bunch of really gruesome failures with corpses, Samir gets desperate. And his desperation pushes him toward a new and honestly, even more terrifying experiment. This one doesn't require a body, it requires a reflection.
Samir gets this idea in his head. He's convinced that our reflections aren't just, images. He thinks they're doorways to a parallel world. So his new, crazy goal is to literally pull his own reflection out of the mirror and into our world, creating a perfect, living clone. Can you imagine the fame, the glory? It would be off the charts.
And at first, it looks like it's actually working. His reflection stops copying his movements and just stares back at him. But that initial success turns into pure terror and fast. The thing in the mirror starts acting on its own. One day, its hands just appear covered in blood. And then, it starts this psychological war, burning pictures of Samir's family right in front of him.
Then, the reflection starts talking to him, promising him a lifetime of lonely torment with that chilling threat. And that's when Samir realizes what he's done. He hasn't created a clone. He's unleashed some kind of evil entity that knows all of his deepest fears and is dead set on completely breaking him.
Pushed right to the edge of insanity, Samir knows he has to stop this. He created this thing, and now he's got to be the one to destroy it. The stage is set for one last, desperate showdown.
His solution? It's simple, it's brutal. He's going to smash the mirror, sever the connection, and hopefully send this creature back to whatever hell it crawled out of. He grabs a heavy hammer, ready to shatter his creation into nothing.
He screams this out as he brings the hammer down. The glass just explodes into 1,000 tiny pieces. And for a second, there's just silence. You can almost feel him breathe a sigh of relief, thinking he's finally won. But that feeling, it's a complete and horrifying illusion.
In his terror, see, he missed a crucial detail. Right before he smashed the glass, he saw a huge, deep gash on his reflection's abdomen. And now, as he looks down, he feels this searing pain. That same wound is bleeding from his own body. He wasn't attacking his reflection, he was only ever attacking himself.
And just like that, the tables have completely, horrifically turned. The real Samir collapses on the floor, wounded and trapped in his own lab. And out of the shadows steps his double, unharmed, looking perfect in a clean white surgeon's coat. The reflection is free, and it is now in total control.
Samir's punishment isn't going to be a quick death. Oh no, it's something far more cruel. A kind of twisted, poetic justice that's perfectly designed for his scientific arrogance. He's about to become a permanent piece of his own failed experiment.
The clone reveals Samir's fate. His body is undergoing this horrifying metamorphosis. His cells are literally restructuring themselves, his skin hardening and becoming reflective, his features flattening. He is becoming a living, breathing, feeling mirror.
And then his clone lays out the agonizing rules of his new existence. He's immortal, but he can never speak again. His body is a prison of glass. And the cruelest rule of all? Any pain the clone experiences in the outside world, the real Samir will feel every bit of it. He's become a living voodoo doll for his own replacement, trapped forever.
And just to make sure Samir truly understands this new, hellish reality, the clone decides to give him a little demonstration of the eternal torture that's waiting for him. And what he does next, it is absolutely bone-chilling.
The clone, the new Samir, picks up a surgical scalpel. He looks into the face of his creator, which is now just a shimmering reflective surface, and he calmly slices his own wrist. But here's the thing, the clone doesn't bleed. The blood pours from the mirror man, from the real Samir, who can only watch and feel the agony as his life is stolen and weaponized against him.
And so, Samir is left trapped. He's an eternal, silent witness to his own stolen life. A mirror that reflects the truth of the monster he unleashed, but is powerless to ever speak it. His ambition didn't just cost him his life, it cost him his very existence. You know, Samir wanted to create a perfect reflection of himself, but instead, he just unleashed the darkest parts of his own soul, his insane ambition, his arrogance, his cruelty. It's a terrifying reminder that makes you ask yourself, right? When we look in the mirror, what are we really seeing? And what darkness might be staring back, just waiting for a chance to get out?